planning for the 60th anniversary. I'm putting it forward to all of us. How are we going to go about it?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. My name is Vida Danse. I belong to the 92-year-old group, and I'm joining from the United States of America. Thank you for this platform. I believe this is long overdue for all of us to come together and lift up Asasco. Asasco has produced great men and women. And so it's time for us, I believe, to go back and whatever God will enable us to do for Asasco, I think it is long overdue. With that being said, with the anniversary, I want to find out, when you say an organization, are we the ones, shut the door please, are we the ones organizing the program, or the school is, and then we are just going as guests? I wanted to seek that clarification. Then number two, if we are the ones organizing, at least I'll let you answer that first, please. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sister Vida. As it were, the school is organizing the entire program. But looking back at what we did at the 50th anniversary, the past students took up the greater chunk of the organization. In fact, the entire planning was presented to the school, and then the school fitted into our program. But we left them to execute the plan. We only sent out the plan, then they executed it. And so I don't know how it's going to take, the form is going to take at this time. But I think that if the past students can take a leading role in the organization of the program, it will help a lot, especially now that we have PSS, which has limited funds to the school.
Please, can we mute ourselves if you are not speaking?
Yeah, I am done. If anybody has anything to add to this suggestion, Senior Kababa.
Senior, what I meant to say was that if we are organizing it, then at least you were part of the 50th anniversary celebration. I'm sure you have something that we can go off of from that. So maybe instead of us going to start planning from the beginning, why don't we go back to the program we have, and then we can make some revisions to that. Amen.
Thank you very much. That will depend on the general agreement by ourselves. If we decide to take a leading role in the organization of the program, then we can set up a planning committee to look into that, and then some past experience. Obis, I can see your hand up.
It's obese, but my real name is Bismarck but Paul. So please, it looks like your mic is on and is distracting.
Obini earpiece na yes noise no. Obini earpiece.
Let's try and mute from our end. All right.
One Kwejo, I think it's one Kwejo. Okay.
Okay, Obis.
Okay, all right. So I'm 97 group, and I first want to thank Bracon for, and then everybody that took part in this organization for organizing such a wonderful platform for us to meet. Who are the co-hosts? I think the co-hosts can mute people that are muted. Who are the co-hosts? Probably if you can make me a co-host, that would be fine.
Brother Labi, you can moderate this. If you see anyone going green, you can mute them.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm doing this. But I have a challenge. About 3 of them, I can't mute them.
Yeah.
But they
You
are
have
quiet.
to make it the view should be, make the view as a gallery view. That way you can see everybody. Make the view, go to the view and make it gallery view. That way you can see everybody at a row.
No problem. I have no challenge with that.
There is one Vida K.
Braco, you
If
can
you
make
can
me a
mute.
co-host and I can do that job.
It's difficult muting some other people. I don't know.
Make me a co-host and I can do that.
I just
That is
unmuted
the
myself to tell Labi to mute
Uh-huh.
other people. The noise was not coming from me, so I'm going off.
Okay. No. Yeah, and the noise is gone. Hello.
Yes. Okay, let me finish my point, Braco.
Yeah. Obis, you can
Okay.
proceed.
Okay, so as I said, we thank everybody for bringing this together. I think we once started something like this when we were in tech with Braco, and it didn't end up well, but I'm glad that Braco has brought it up again. Kojo, your mic is on mute again. If you can unmute it yourself, please. Okay, yes, it does. But I think if that happens, you lose your thought at a point. I think it all start from committee. So as our sister said, you have done it before. Everything started with a committee. If we can set up a committee that can plan together, but we can also look at what you did last year. And we believe that we can look at that and set up a committee and liaise with the school to plan something. When is it exactly coming up? Which month? This year?
It's supposed to be in December.
This year, so a couple of months away. So I think
that is next year. Next
year. Oh, next
December.
year. Oh, okay. That's a long way to go. Okay, next year. Okay. Then I think we start with a committee. If the school bring representative, that we can plan from there. That's my thought.
Okay. Thank you very much. Point of correction, Obis. What we started did not collapse. That is what has been sustained till now. Just that you went off.
I went off. I collapsed my part. That's okay. Thank you for the correction. That's true. Thank you for the correction.
All right. Frederick, your hand is up.
Yeah. Yes. Good evening to you all. I'm Frederick Odro Konedu, 92-year group. Yeah, thank you, President. One thing I want to find out from you, if the anniversary is next year, that is the 60th anniversary, what are we bringing on board? We, the old student, what are we going to showcase? Because in such occasion, there should be something like the old students are presenting this, or we are putting up this structure. So at during that celebration, we can just showcase it. So I'm asking the executive if we have something that we have planned to showcase that the anniversary time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think that is the second on our agenda. And so
okay. Sorry, sir. Thank you.
That's all right. You can share this when we get there then. we take it up. Thank you very much. Nana Brefi, I think so. Your hand is up. Okay. Nana's hand is gone down.
No,
Pen
please,
point.
I'm here. Percy,
Okay.
please, I'm here.
Good.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Please, I'm Bismarck, 2011 year group.
Please, your full name.
Bismarck Ewuachi.
That's good.
Yeah, please, talking about the 60th anniversary, I stand to be corrected. There are some, when we were on campus, we had some old students coming in, and there were some of the projects they were supposed to do. I think I lost count because I wasn't around. And then also, I would like to know whether we are even marking our progress on the projects, the previous projects we plan on doing, how far we've gotten to, and the completion percentage, so that we can start from there, so we can move on. Thank you.
Thank you, Nana. You are still leading us to the second point. Okay, I think we have to run up on the first point. We seems to be in unison on forming a planning committee to lead us in the planning of the 60th anniversary. How should the composition of the committee be? Let me ask that. There's Pinpoint Consult. Please, your hand is up.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Senior. Good afternoon.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
I am Godfred Marvin Owusubuate, 98 group.
Okay.
Yeah, my issue is with these secondary schools, the anniversaries and other things, sometimes the way they go about it, even though we as old students may have say and may have a part to play, I wish to ask President whether we have a rep on the board so that we may know how they intend doing it, because it may even be that the school as an entity or an institution this time around may decide not to celebrate the 60th anniversary. So sometimes if we have our rep on the board, that person may brief the executives on how the school is planning, so that we plan along the school's vision of the anniversary. That is what I want to say. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The past students has 2 representations on the board.
Okay.
And the decision to hint the past students on the anniversary actually is an information from the grapevine. We have almost 1.5 years to go, but it may seem very short for us if we wait for the school to launch eventually the anniversary. And so that's why we want to first organize ourselves before the school plans. Obviously, the school is going to celebrate the 60th anniversary. The headmaster is online, and I think he can better throw more light on this for us. So, Mr. Okai, if you can throw more light on this one for us.
Thank you very much, Senior. I thank everybody. All students for supporting me to
Please,
become
correction.
the first headmaster.
Mr. Okai, please. When we were drafting our constitution, the issue of old and past was very contentious, and the decision was past students, not old students. So please, let's.
So let me thank all past students. I'm Benjamin Okai, Sechi, 1991 group. Let me thank all past students for the support they gave me, which helped me to become the first past student headmaster of the school. We met, the board met, and to add to what you, the answer you gave to the last person who asked the question. The board has more than 2 past students. Even the board chairman is a past student. Virtually, the
No,
teacher representative is a past student. About 6 or 7 people on the board are all past students. We discussed the celebration, the anniversary, and the board agreed that we should celebrate it. The board also agreed that the school should also form a committee. Normally, that is what happens. The school will form a committee, committees, sorry, and each committee will come out with the budgets, the plan, the budgets, and the program. Then we put them together. But normally, and particularly in this era where we don't collect school fees, normally the whole students will support financially. So that is it. So the school, for the school, we have all agreed that we will celebrate. And because of the strike, I am here to meet the teachers. So we formed a committee for each committee to put something on the table. So when we meet as a board, we submit that from the school to the board. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Headmaster. There was Hussein. Hussein, your hand was up.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. Like written there, my name is Hussein Sanusi, 2000 year group. I just need a quick clarification, unless probably due to network, I didn't get Mr. Okan very well. That we have about 6 past students on the board. I want to know whether these 6 students or past students on the board represent the Past Students Association or they are on the board. That's the clarification I want to get. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Only two represent the past students, but the others are from other units, but they are also past students. That is why I added them.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Martinson, your hand is up.
Yes, please, President, and good evening to everyone on the platform. So my name is Martinson, and I completed 2011.
Please, your full name.
Martinson Yeboah.
Good.
Yes. President, so I can sense that before we commence with the planning of the 60th anniversary, as a past student body, we need to deal with a structural issue comprising of the executives, what we do, which Bismarck tried to talk about, because for the past years, we've been trying as an association to commence some project in the school and even mobilize ourselves as past students in wherever we find ourselves. So I recognize that today's meeting is to inform us about the 60th anniversary coming up. But I think if not for this meeting, any other subsequent meetings that we'll have, I believe so strong that we need to deal with the structural issues of executives, how we even engage year groups and what they are supposed to do. And in fact, the third part of this whole thing is the school contribution in conscientizing students as they graduate, and even how we culture them to recognize themselves and how to identify year groups and all that. I think if not for this meeting, because I can give details and explain myself further, so we generate a conversation on that. But just from the reaction I can sense from what everybody is trying to put across, we need to deal with the structural issue of our association, put that into perspective, and then we can carry along to the 60th anniversary and even the years that is to come. So this is my initial reaction to what I think from my side, I would want to bring on board.
Thank you very much, Martinson. I think this could have been dealt with at the AOB side. Because if we intend to respond it will take us off. It will derail us from the main discussion. And so if we can shelve it and then take it up fully when we get to the other matters.
Please, I think Mr. Danson Inkra's hands was up at a point in time, if you can.
No, he's dropped his hands. Mr. Akaba, I can see your hands up.
Yes, I think, yeah, the structure issue is very important, but then I agree with you. Let's take it at the AOD.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Let's take the structure issue at the AOD. Yeah.
Isaiah, your hand is up.
Okay, yes, sir. Good afternoon, once again, and I believe you are all doing great. It's been a long time I saw some faces. I'm currently in China and I'm studying. And speaking about the anniversary celebrations, I think I was part of I was part of the committees that were set up for the 50th anniversary with the help of Mr. Braco and our beloved departed Mr. We need to form committees, and these committees will work in tandem with the LOC, that is the local organization committee that will be made up of the school and some past students association. So maybe I believe the school and the association can come up with a 15 member, if it is not too much, maybe a 12 or a 13 or a 12 member committee to start with, so that they'll be able to do the background works, what should be done, what shouldn't be done. Then out of their reports, we can set up the subcommittees to take up the project. Maybe we can have media and publicity committee. We can have project committee. We can have a funds raising committee. So so if we're able to put all these things together, I think we'll be able to make a headway as to what we'll be able to achieve at the end of the day. So these are my initial thoughts that I want to share.
Thank you very much. Senior Ninkra, your hand is up.
Okay, so forgive me, I am not able to share video because of the quality of the internet in my area. So the name is Danso Eninkura 1983. I just wanted to say that we seem to have had an agreement that the past students will participate in the 60th anniversary of Asasco, which forms the first point on the agenda. And so I wish to propose that once that agreement has been made, we can move to the next agenda so that we can speed up with the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senior. Josephine Badin, your hand is up. Okay, if Josephine is not ready, please, Augustina, you can come.
She's speaking, but she's muted herself.
Oh, sorry. Augustina, please hold on. Josephine, unmute your audio and then.
Can I leave? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm at work. I can see you.
Okay, so you can leave.
Okay, then you give me feedback later, okay?
We will go and look for money and then bring me my share. Augustine, please, you can come on board.
Okay.
Augustina, we are listening to you.
And leave.
Augustina, unmute yourself, please.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Augustina Yonchidaka. Oh, I should mention my maiden name. I'm Wachrawa, 1998 year group, 88-year group member. And I'm so glad to be part of this meeting this evening. And I've been listening to what is going on. And I would like to congratulate you, Bracken, very well, because you have done very well for organizing this meeting. And or the committees must have the knowledge and idea as to whatever that we'll be doing.
The network is not helping.
You know that we are all coming from different, we bring under this very one, so that we can task each year group for specific things. Done. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We couldn't get much of your submission because of the network issues.
Please, I'm done.
All right, thank you. You can drop your hand, please.
Okay.
All right. It seems we don't have any more hand up. We will move to the second on our agenda. That is Mr. Frederick Odro Kunedu led us into that. And he was asking, what specifically are we going to showcase during the 60th anniversary? At the 50th anniversary, we had the opportunity to renovate the existing library, and that was what we did. Our commitment at that time was to complete a new library for the school. Unfortunately, we've struggled with it over the years, and we've not been able to bring it up. It looks as if we have better options than the library, though at the time, the headmaster, that was Mr. Frifa, strongly requested that we put up a new library because it's been occurring in his audit report. The auditors have been querying him about the type of library they are using at the school. When Reverend Muitumi also came, he also consistently raised the same issue that auditors have been querying him. But unfortunately, the past students seem to have other ideas. And so let's put this question forward. What are we going to showcase during the 60th anniversary? All right, Martinson, your hand is up.
President, thank you very much. President, since the headmaster is also on the platform, would it be a good suggestion to also prompt us on the current needs in the school so that we can factor it in with our ideas and our propositions so that we don't go way off with a project that may seem not to be completed by the time the 60th anniversary is being celebrated? I mean, just so we are able to be in sync with the realities in the school. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Edward Esiedu.
Yeah, President, thank you very much. Good evening. My name is Edward Esido. I completed in 2007. About what we want to do on the 60th anniversary. I think the boys' dormitory was some time back in the news, the bad state of it. I don't know how far it is now. Since the headmaster is here, maybe he can brief us more about the boys' dormitory. But I would suggest, my suggestion is, can we just look at the boys' dormitory too? Because I think it was a death trap. The issue even came on the WhatsApp platform. We were even discussing about it. So I think if we can, look into the boys' dormitory too, I think it will be better. Thank you very much.
Obis, please, Martinson, have you raised your hands, or you may want to drop your hands? Yeah, Obis.
I think the headmaster wanted to talk, or
okay.
Yeah, when he finished talking, then probably I can also
No,
have my.
Ms. Okai's hand is down, so please you can proceed.
I wanted to wait till.
Exactly, so you can wait.
Can I talk?
Yeah, Obis, you can talk.
Okay. Thank you, Bracken, for the opportunity. I think because the headmaster is here, we have to leave everything to him to give us the basic needs or what the school really needs. But I also think that even our platform is talking about the library, the school library. You just mentioned the school library. I think it's something that, is it the library or the computer library? Which one are we talking about?
It's a complete library comprising of both the computer and then the traditional library.
Oh, okay. So I think it's a pertinent issue.
Let me throw more light on that. Plan we have, I'm talking about the architectural drawing. It embodies the traditional library. That is where we have books for students to go and read, a computer library, and then past student secretariat and a boardroom, in fact, a conference room for board meetings. Currently, we have board meetings at the headmaster's in the headmaster's office. And I think that's the only place available for any other meeting. So this is what we have by way of architectural drawing. So if we were able to put it up, then we're going to have all these facilities.
Okay,
I think
so
you can proceed.
Okay, so I think we've been talking about it on our platform, 97-year group platform. But if we all bring our hands together, like all the year groups, share our energy, and then we concentrate on finishing it towards presenting it to the celebration, I think we should be able to do it. So, well, I stand to be corrected. Because our headmaster here, he might know better than we do. But I think we have to look at the library as you said.
Okay. Frederick, I can see your hands up. Ms. Odro. Okay. If Ms. Odro is not ready, Collins.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. President. I am Collins Essa, 2002 year group. And I want to say a very big thank you to you and to all other senior colleagues for putting up this together. On the issue on the table, I would want to suggest that we leave that to the committee we're going to put in place so that they can do more consultation and then present a proposal for us to consider. But if we want to discuss everything here, it will be difficult for us. And I'm saying this because if we're targeting it for the 60th anniversary, it should be a project that is complete and can be handed over. So the group will look at the things we can do, they look at our revenue mobilization, and then what we can actually start and complete, make it ready for presentation by the time that the anniversary will be due. So I would suggest that we task the committee that we're going to put in place to consider these things and then present a proposal for consideration. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Mr. Labi Brown.
Thanks so much, President. Mine has to do with just what the last speaker spoke about. Can we just stick to the library? Because you have just 1 year interval. So if we take up any other project, we may not be able to finish and hand over. So if we can all just narrow all discussion on the library, the costing, the phases of which we are to undertake all these things, that will help us to narrow it down for discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Vida.
My hand is up. My hand is up. My hand is
Sure,
up.
it will come to your turn, please. I'm following the sequence.
Yeah, I've already spoken once, so I don't need to introduce myself again. So going off of all that everyone has said, I think two things I'll suggest. And before I even make the suggestion, I want to find out, headmaster, recently we saw that you needed chairs for the students. Is that resolved?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
Okay, so that's resolved because we've been struggling with it on our platform. We're trying to figure out how to come out and support that. So if that is resolved, then we can move on to the library. I was going to suggest, I think you want to say something. Yes.
It is not totally resolved. If you can give me maybe 100 or 150, it will be okay.
Okay, thank you. With that being said, Senior Braco and everybody on the thing, I think if we want to put up a library, an ultra modern library within a year, I believe it's doable, but I don't think we can do it. With the anniversary being next year, I suggest that even if I don't know if all you need, headmaster, is the 120, but if you need maybe 200, because that's what I saw, whatever chairs and whatever equipment you need for the class, maybe we can make that a project for the 60th anniversary alongside the library. Now with the library, what we have to do, I think that Senior Braco, if we have the estimate and everything done, let's divide it among year groups. This is how my training college was able to build a whole dormitory for training college. Let's divide the whole cost among year groups and let's put every year group to task. Organization is very important. So if we say, maybe let's just say we need $10,000 for the library, each year group should give us $500 or $1,000. This is just my we have to come up with a system to make sure that each year group is held accountable. I think one of our struggles is organization. That is the one thing we are struggling with. So let's focus on what is needed now. Let's help the headmaster with the things he needs, like the chairs for the anniversary, but then let's come up with these two projects. Okay, our target is the library, but I know we cannot do the library by next year. And so it is part of the project. Maybe at the anniversary, we can go and say, okay, this is how much we've been able to mobilize towards the library. So this is what we have in our coffers. We are going to start the library. In the meantime, we also came up with this project that is done, which is the chairs. This is how much we were able to mobilize. I believe even if we are able to mobilize about 200, headmaster also can be able to use that. So that is my humble suggestion. Thank you.
All right. Senior Nikra, your hand was up.
Yes, I was just going to say that I think the suggestion has been made, which I want to support. We have a committee in place. We have the headmaster, fortunately, who is an old student and is on this platform. Committee get in touch with headmaster to talk about priorities. Let us look at the library. But as far as I'm concerned, the library never got started. Somewhere along the line, there were some sand, some stones, some other things which were there. In a year, I'm not sure we are going to be able to deliver the library. So that rather the committee is set up to look into it, what can be done. And then various suggestions are made. And then we choose one or two projects that we can finish in 1 year. I think that will help us. Ideas, we will definitely be able to pull ideas, but we'll leave it to a committee that will rather warrant a faster decision making. So I want to support that we leave this to the committee. The committee probably thin it down to a number of projects. We pick 1 or 2 which can be delivered in a year, and then we go forward and do that. That is my humble suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Madam Anna, your hand is up.
Okay, good evening. Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
good
hope
evening.
everyone is fine.
Very, very.
I agree with the lady who just spoke.
Please,
Yes,
a brief
the committee
introduction.
should sit down and then give us the cost, and then we divide it among the year groups. About the library, we divide it into groups and then see what we can do next.
Okay. Ms. Odro, your hand was up. All right, Ms. Odro is not coming forth.
Yes, senior. Yes, hello.
Please, we can hear
Hello.
you.
Hello.
We can hear you, senior.
Yes. Yeah, I was also in line with what Vida just said and our last speaker, because when you look at the library, it's a capital intensive project, and we cannot carry that project within one. So I would suggest, just like the headmaster, we find out from the headmaster. The dormitory is there, and I know the school, they have a health. We can consider those things. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Mr. Tete, Kwesi Awate Tete.
Good afternoon, good evening, or good day, depending on where you find yourself at this moment. My name is Kwesi Awate Tete, 91-year group. I think the suggestions that are being made on the platform, everybody is making very good suggestions pertaining how we can bring our school to the level where everybody will love and enjoy studying in our school. But the project we've put up before us for the anniversary, which is just next year, I think I've realized that there are 2 opinions where people believes we should task the committee to come up with how much this whole project is going to cost us, so that we split it among the year groups. That is fine. That is a very good idea. And the other option has to do with we looking at the other things that need to be done in the school, the dormitories, the desks that we need to provide, and so on and so forth. So on this platform, since a committee has been set for this building project, let's allow the committee to do its work, come back to us or call us back, and let us know when and how we're going to go about it, the cost involved, how we are going to contribute to make it work. Because some people, some groups, some individuals may have certain materials to support the building of the project, of which we are not going to let down. The other thing has to do with let us now decide which one we are going for first here, and then it will influence our participation in the anniversary and contributions to which ones we are doing first and which one we are doing second
and help all of us, because once we get to know which one first, which one second, everybody begins to plan. And then I think in that vein, we'll be able to come up with a good suggestion, and we'll not leave here, we'll not waste our time here and making no, not drawing conclusions to the points that have been raised here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. With no hand up, I think we can proceed. There was a suggestion to request the headmaster to come in with what is his priority, but I wouldn't want us to put him on the spot. I think, as has been suggested, we will form a committee. As part of the committee's work, I think they will interact with the headmaster and his management staff, and then the committee will come back to us with what is appropriate for the anniversary. Thank you very much for your contributions. Before we move on to other matters, not to mention specific individuals' names, but I would like to ask, what should be the composition of the committee we are going to set up?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Senior Bracco. I think that we should have at least each year group represent. We should have a rep from each year group in the committee. So let's say maybe one person from each year group. I'm not sure, but at least we should have a number of the year groups be part of the committee for more effective planning. That is what I would say. On that note, I am so sorry. I'm just about to enter church, so I have to leave. But I'll get in touch with Senior Bracco and Brother Lavi for the updates. So please forgive me. Church is about to start, and I have to be there.
Thank you very much. I think you can leave. We will update you subsequently for whatever decisions that you arrive at.
Thank you so much. And Headmaster, God bless you for your good job. I'll get in touch soon.
All right. So before the next person comes in, I think forming a committee of every year group representing, I think, will be too large a committee. Looking at from 1963 till now, if you're going to have every year group representing on that committee, it may be too large, but I think we can find a middle ground. Pen point.
Senior,
Yes,
my issue about who form part of the committee is people who have time and are willing to work. That is first thing. Two, we need people that will have some one or two expertise and then experience looking at, because we have organized some before. So those people who were there, at least when we have some of them who will come on board with new ones, who will learn from them, that one too will be okay. Then my issue is when we are setting the committee, we should also look at where people are located, because sometimes there will be physical, the face-to-face meeting, they have to go to the school, and others may be willing to join, but their location and perhaps the type of work they do may not warrant that chance for them to move to and fro, because the time, like you said, we see it as a year, but it is 360 plus days, and it will soon come. So we should look at all these things. And then I also don't agree that each year group should have a rep on the committee. I don't agree to that, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Shibete. Nanayao, your hand is up.
Yes, Mia Bracco. My name is Ebenezer Nkwadakwa, popularly known as Shepete 203-year group. Please, I just want to find out whether the committee we are forming? Is it going to be the planning, the anniversary committee, or is just a project committee? Because if it's going to be the anniversary committee, then I quite remember during the 50th anniversary, we had the planning committee, and under the planning committee, we had the sub committees where we had the radio or the media committee, then we had the project committee, and we had the planning committee, and we have the finance committee.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we are talking about the planning committee. The planning committee,
So I think
they will come out with the various subcommittees that will be required to execute proper planning of whatever activities you want to embark on.
Okay.
Elder Beatrice.
Thank you, Senior Brackon. This is Beatrice Bekwonyeboa, Lieutenant Colonel retired, and I'm popularly known as Bibi.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you so much for organizing this meeting. And
please, your year group.
87-year group.
Thank you very much. You can proceed.
Thank you, sir. So far, the suggestions that have been made are very good so far. I believe that if we have a planning committee made up of year groups, little will be done, because the bigger the group, the more difficult it is to organize. I would propose that we get a planning committee of maybe 7, maximum of 7, so that it will be easy for them to meet where necessary. Whether it is virtual or it is physical, it is okay. But the bigger the group, the more difficult it is to organize and to take decisions. It is better to have an odd number for decision-making processes, so that at least where 3 or 4 or 5 are gathered and they have a majority to take decisions. So I think that is what we should do. We should select maybe 7 people to form the planning committee, and then they will propose any subcommittees that needs to be formed. They can propose that, and then we consider it. Thank you very much, Sina.
Thank you very much. Okay, so there's no hand up yet, and so I think I will probably I will add the last one. Sister Beatrice, please drop your hand. Regarding the planning committee, I think why not call her inside this? Prof Setia, please. Your hand is up.
Thank you very much. I just want to reiterate some suggestions made about the fact that we need to have a planning committee in place. And the planning committee should be composed of people with the time, the willingness, the expertise, and probably graft people from the previous committee to also, based on their experience, to help in this regard, so that we give them a time frames. Maybe 2 weeks we can meet again. They would have met once or twice to agree on some broad framework, some activities we can embark on, probably working with alongside our honorable headmaster, so that in 2 weeks we can reconvene and say that they will present a draft report. Then we can use that as the basis to move the discussion forward, so that we can make a concrete decision now on this, and then we know that we have set the ball rolling. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right. And so, as I was going to say, the executives will meet after this meeting and then consult to form the planning committee to oversee all the discussions we've had so far. Thank you very much. I think my other colleagues are not in the meeting, but I think we can come back by next week. That's a week today. We will get back to you on the WhatsApp platform with the names of the people we've engrafted into the committee so that they can start work. Now, if we are to form the committee, we may have to define their terms of reference. Based on the discussions we've had so far, can we have some volunteers to draft the terms of reference, or we should discuss their terms of reference, whichever? Mr. Labibram, your hand is up.
Yes, Chairman. I think I'm jumping, but maybe you have. I think we should, in soliciting for the money, we should have the finance committee that will have representative of all year groups, so that they can go back to their various groups, tax them, and bring the money. So that will be a sort of a stand-alone committee, which is supplied in quote food to the main committee. That is a little suggestion I have there, please.
Thank you very much. I think this could go to the other matters. And so if anybody has any point to make in relation to this, or anything other than what we've discussed so far, we may want to defer it to the other matters so that we can move faster. Isaiah, please, your hand is up.
All right, Mr. Brackon, with regards to the committee, don't we have any files of our last planning committee that is available for us to maybe go into it and maybe see what was done, and maybe we can pick some cues from it, and then maybe we use it as a terms of reference for the new organizing committee.
Fine, that's good. But I think the two programs are not the same.
Okay.
And so we may want to redefine their terms of reference. Then we know what to do.
Okay. All right.
For instance, during the 50th anniversary, we had some monies in place. And so we began with something. Now we are beginning with nothing. And so the two scenarios are quite different. So we may want to set up a new committee to look into what needs to be done. Apostle Williams.
That's all right.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Greetings from the Lord. I think you already have a terms of reference from the school head teacher, isn't it? I mean, how did they come in terms of the needs that were placed upon the whole committee? We can all put our heads together and then basically summarize. In terms of reference ought not to be too long. So if the key point or the key need that the head teacher placed on us to help are available, then whatever has been discussed here can be added as a term of reference for the project. And because you already have a program from which you can add these terms of reference to for it to be a good one. Thank you.
All right. Senior Danso and Ninkra.
Okay, so my suggestion is that in order to move things faster, the executive committee of the association is meeting after this meeting. If this meeting can mandate the executive to say, the terms of reference for the committee, then the committee also can be a committee of the executive reporting to this house. That would do, and it will move things faster. Because if this meeting is going to set the terms of reference, we might not end the meeting. So for me, my suggestion is that we mandate the executive to meet to set the terms of reference. In fact, to constitute the committee and set the terms of reference for the committee. Because the mandate to set the committee will come from the executive. So then the executive, which is setting up the committee, should then give the committee the terms of reference. And that can be reported to us the next time we meet. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, no hand up. Okay, so should I take it that the executives are going to set up the committee and come up with the terms of reference and then report to the House? I think that is concluded. Okay, thank you very much. So we can now move on to other matters. Did I skip some hands? Okay, Shepete, your hand is up.
Please, I just wanted to suggest, why don't we allow the year groups to elect the committee members? Because you know the year groups knows the people who are vibrant, like who are willing to do the work.
I think that's appropriate, but I think whatever decision there is, as has been suggested, it's appropriate the executives mandate the year groups to form the committee so that to become the executive committee who will report to the executives, then to the General Assembly. So obviously we'll contact the year groups, but I think it's appropriate for it to be an executive committee. Sister Augustina.
All right, thank you very much. We are on other matters, isn't it?
Yes, please.
All right. I would like to ask the headmaster to tell us about what happens to the people that were nominated some 2 or 3 years, that was before COVID, to help with the school. There was some renaming and my name was Pat. I came in to do some renovation. I did some renovation on the house given me, and at a point in time, Grapevine, I was told that we are not supposed to do anything in line with whatever happened. I would like him to tell me what has happened to it up to date, and even if there's the need for me to continue whatever I did then, because I completed the renovation for 5 rooms, restored everything, and it was left with some fans to be installed. And when I heard about that thing, those messages, I stopped everything. So I would like him to tell us all the people what has happened to that project. I don't know, because I saw certain names. Some of my our seniors were also giving portions to do. So I need to know what has happened to that project.
Okay, let me give Mr. Okai some few minutes to respond to that.
Okay, thank you, Presido. It is true. I assumed office in August last year, but I read through the board meeting minutes and I saw that they had a challenge with the traditional authority here concerning the naming of the houses. So the board agreed that they should wait till they deal with the issue with the authority, the traditional authority. So that is what I know about it currently. Even with that, some are still helping. Mr. Akaba, for example, has always been coming to the school to help. My plan, if I look at what happened, it seems those who gave the names to the houses had they didn't have in-depth knowledge insofar as the tradition of Asabankes here is concerned. So you give names, you name houses, and you leave the chief, the person who gave you the land. Definitely you have a challenge. So what I've decided to do in consultation with the board is that those who were named after the houses, those who continue to come to the school and give support to their houses, when we are renaming, we will give the houses to them. In fact, there are houses they name after people and they never came there. They never came there. I'm told even during the ceremony, they didn't show up. And so that is it. Madam, you are part to
Thank you very much, Mr. Headmaster.
Yeah.
To add a little, I think I've been part of that decision from the onset. The main reason why it was put on hold was because I think it was a unilateral decision by the then headmaster. We were at the board meeting on Wednesday, and then on Friday, we heard, in fact, I saw it on Saturday in the news that Asasco has named their facilities. And when it got to the traditional authorities, they sent notice to the board asking why the board could give approval for naming of facilities on campus without recourse to the traditional authorities. So it was then that the board chairman had to consult with other members. We have a standing committee that oversees day-to-day or urgent issues at the school. So they met and we had to suspend. It was not cancelled, it was suspended pending broader discussions, as the headmaster has said, involving the traditional authorities, the board, and then other interest groups, which eventually will include the past students. And so at our last meeting, the board mandated us to form a committee to oversee or to open the naming of the facilities, as I said, had been suspended. And so I think at our next meeting, the board's next meeting, the issue will come up and every detail will be considered. So those whose names appeared, your names have not been ruled out, as the headmaster has said. The committee will re-emphasize those names, and I think the proper thing will be done.
All right. But I was thinking that once they wrote to us, they could have written back to inform us of the suspension.
Yeah, as I said.
Don't you think so?
As I said, the decision to name those facilities was taken solely by the then headmaster. No other interest group was informed or was aware. And so the board mandated the headmaster to get back to all the people that have been considered for those facilities and inform them of the decision to suspend. So I don't know whether...
Because I got the news through grapevine.
Okay, so it means
I was preparing to go and install the fans when someone told me that, but after all, Mudin come, say I see a film.
That's not a big deal. It was not cancelled. It was suspended. It was just because, the headmaster doesn't have the sole right
Yes,
to
but I know,
hand.
but we could have been informed formally
That's what I'm saying.
from the
That per the
same
board,
boss that gave us the letter that please kindly hold on. We know that you want to do something, but kindly hold on and we will get back to you. We appreciate that kind of but there was
okay.
nothing of that sort. Ready to
As I
move
said,
in, and someone just told you don't go there because it is of no use if you should go there again because they have cancelled or they are not doing it. They are considering other people. And I said, oh, fine. So I'm waiting
okay, I
till
think
the school
the
formally
information
writes me about that.
it's okay. As the headmaster said, those who were earlier proposed had not been ruled out entirely. Obviously, when the committee meets, they will look at the details of the merits of whatever the then headmaster did. And it's very unfortunate that you were not notified, but the board was very emphatic that the headmaster should get back to all the affected individuals and inform them of the suspension. And so I don't know why the headmaster did not do that. But all the same, I think we can apologize on behalf of the board and then the headmaster for not getting back to you. The committee will be formed. In fact, the past students are supposed to send one representation to the board and to that committee. And when that is done and the committee is constituted, the headmaster has said, other individuals will be considered. And I'm sure, as you have said, your name will also be considered. Thank you very much. Okay, Isaiah.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. So, my point is got to do with the organization of the year groups, and I think this is very, very important if we are going to have a very fruitful celebration in terms of funds raising, because anything that we are going to do for the celebration will always require some funds. And one of the key things is to how we are going to pull a lot of people that are past students into the bigger umbrella. I think for me, for instance, my year group has been difficult for me, and uh, honestly, I don't know what Asasco has done to them, but anytime you mention anything about Asasco, or even I put a notice on our year page group, no one will come and respond. Nobody will say anything, and at the point in time, I felt very tired, and I even want to even close that page. But so I want to seek for ideas on how we can all bring our year groups on board to be able to, because if we have a lot of people, we can be able to do a lot of things. But if we are very few, the challenges will be enormous. So I want to solicit for ideas and ways and means on how we can all incorporate our various friends and colleagues into the group that will, help us achieve whatever that we wanted to achieve. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Isaiah. All right, so before we proceed, will anybody want to respond to Isaiah's concerns?
Yeah,
All right,
Chairman, I can say a little.
please, who is speaking?
Bram Labi, 92-year group.
Okay.
Isaiah, when you make it a one-man show, they will say it belongs to you, so take it. That's the first point. Two, drive the people along with you. It may take time, but try and get at least 2/3 of the people to understand you and carry them along. 3, run programs. Tailor it to the day-to-day needs of the people. In my year group, for instance, once in a while we have some social chats on it. Once in a while we organize party and we party ourselves. So try and see what they want. Tailor it. It may not be what you want, but gradually you bring them to the understanding of what you want. This is a simple advice for you. Thank you.
Boss, thank you very much. But I think that all that you've said, I've done everything. I've done everything that you've mentioned. There are times I give opportunities to other people in the group to come up with programs and stuff like that. Maybe when there's a death of a colleague or somebody, we come around and then we mobilize to help and try to commensurate with that fellow member. So I don't know what the exact problem is. When you put anything in the group, they don't just respond. I can show you the chats. About the meeting. Everybody has seen the notice, but they will never respond. They will never
Okay,
respond.
so I think, Isaiah,
Yes, sir.
we now know your concerns. Your year group is 2007, right?
2000, no.
2000, okay. So I think other year groups are also facing similar difficulties. And so we may do consultations outside of this meeting to see how others are doing it. I know the 91 year group is very organized, 92 is very organized, 83 organized, I know 79 they are organized,
98.
Okay, 98
and 90.
We are strong.
So a good number of the past students.
2009, we are quite organized and
exactly. So
we are building stronger bonds every day.
So let's seek advice from
Seniors,
those.
I think this issue is about the Twitter, because 2007 we have the same issue as what my senior Isaiah is saying. If I put anything, nobody will respond. Especially this meeting, I've been putting it reminders. Nothing. Even
Please, I'm here. I'm
had
here.
the funeral.
So 07, I'm here. I need to say
we had a funeral and it took two of us, I think Mary and I, before people even come out for a little contribution. So I don't know whether Asasco has done something bad to these people also. As for 2007, it's not good at all.
Let's keep on trying. It will work. For instance, my year group 89, we've struggled all this while, but I think now we are gelling. Things are working for us. We've even drafted a constitution yet to promulgate, and then we find our way out. So keep on trying. Call individuals behind the scenes. When you have an idea, don't put it on the platform. Call individuals. Share your ideas for them individually. Keep on. Things will work, I think. And then besides that, you can see advice from
President, I want to say something.
Please proceed.
91 President. We have the same problem, but what I do is that if I put something on the platform and they don't respond, as you said, I contact them individually, talk to them and convince them why we need to achieve what we are putting on the platform. And largely it works. With a little hesitation, after some time, they come on board. When they see others contributing, then we get what we want. It's difficult. When you are standing from afar, you may think that it's all rosy, but it's not like that. We face the same problem our brother is facing, but we shouldn't give up. We shouldn't give up. We should keep talking to them, and they will support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So as I see, you still need to do more work. Let's keep on working it work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. President, please, can I also come in?
Yeah, Mr. Kind.
Yes, please. The challenge is not only the organization, but even visitation. Sometimes I wish my colleagues, my seniors will visit me and talk to the students. Yeah, they should visit me. Talk to the students, those of you who have made it, those of you who have a lot of wisdom. Nowadays, they are very complex. They are not like we were. They have phones. They go to site they are not supposed to go, and so on. So occasionally visit us and talk to the student for us. If you have anything also, you donate. Let me take this opportunity to thank 91 year group for the donation they give to me, the school. 93, recently they gave us 20 i5 computers. If the rep is here, I thank them. The school is very grateful. And 96 science class, they gave the schools 50 pieces of dexes. We are grateful. Then one person, I shouldn't forget, Mr. Kaba, and there are two, and the wife, because the wife was also a student here. They have been visiting. Recently, they fixed all the louvers in the house, his house. Then the three people are putting up a big structure, flat, 2 flats for teachers. But they are about to, seems very soon they will roof it. Mr. Akaba, I'm very grateful to you because I know you are here. I've seen your face. May the good Lord bless you. All other groups, please, now your own is there. I'm ready to receive you. Come and visit me. Prof, I'll visit you, but you too, anytime you come to Asamakese, kindly come and visit us. Thank you very much.
Mr.
Yes,
Headmaster,
sir. We'll do so.
my year group renovated the girls' dormitory. 92.
I wasn't there. I'm talking about development that have taken place since I took over.
Oh, okay. But talking about
So
we visited the school. I think in the year group platform, an issue
Mr.
was
Labi Brown.
Yes, sir.
Your year group, I think they didn't renovate the dormitory. They renovated the washrooms for the girls.
I was talking about, yes. But I think, Mr. Headmaster, we have intention. We have discussed something that we want to use Zoom, get to the school. People have made it. They give some lecture via Zoom. We have talked about those things behind us, which the president and many of the people also saw the need. So, come on.
Okay, I've heard you.
But talking about visiting the school, I remember in my final year at the university, we visited the school with a full pack of programs, and it was very interesting. You know, the students were happy, they wanted more of it. We had about 2 hours of program. We gave them a talk on career counseling, I think, yeah, and issues that had to do with time management. There were 3 issues. I've forgotten the last one, and it was quite good. And so I think we can look at some of these things and then package them to them, especially the final year students before they leave the school. So various year groups can take this as projects, and then we see how far we can go. Thank you very much. All right, so
President, has the homecoming been stopped? Because I quite remember when we were in school, our seniors who are in the uni was visiting us. Has it been stopped?
There was this homecoming that was organized yearly. Along the line, it turned out to be something else. During the program, hoodlums would join them, cause commotion at the school. In fact, the school could not contain the past students that went back to the school, as it were, to motivate the students. And the headmaster, you know, it was past students, so he contacted us, and we had no option than to put a hold on it. We can look at it again and then see how we can repackage the same homecoming and see if we'll be able to do it properly. What I know of other schools is that their homecoming coincides with their speech and prize giving days, so that they will take that weekend to be with the students, and then as part of the activities for the speech and prize giving day, probably they can also fix in a night for their interaction with the students. We can look at all these things and see how we can properly repackage the homecoming so that we wouldn't go there we wouldn't find those hoodlums to come and cause commotion at the school. So we'll look at it.
Mr. President, please, this one goes to the headmaster. I know we have some few past students in the school. And I remember anytime when we go there and even we call them, they don't come. So now, since he is the headmaster, what is the way forward? Is he trying to organize them under one umbrella, or they are still, doing their own thing? And I know Asaman Kese is having a lot of the past students. I think we're trying our possible best to form the Asaman Kese chapter, but we tried severally and it fell on the way. So as now he's the past student, what is the way forward? Will he also help us to form the Asaman Kese chapter so we can move on?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
I'm coming. Before the headmaster comes in, issues that has to do with forming past students, a chapter of the past students at Asaman Kese, the headmaster can help, but I think he can't do it all alone. The past students will have to organize ourselves and see how best we can support to, I won't say form, reactivate the Asaman Kese chapter, because it's been done severally. Headmaster, please, you can proceed.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I even talked to Pastor Jones and we planned meeting so that we discuss that. So it is something on my table. I will definitely meet with them and fix a date for a general meeting for the whole students in Asaman Kese and its surrounding areas.
Thank you very much. Clifford, if you can come in.
I couldn't make my point. The headmaster is talking.
So you can make your point now. Hello, Clifford. All right. Martinson.
Thank you very much, Senior. Senior, in fact, I would want to begin this part by commending you and the executives for quite a long time now, because the momentum as we gathered from school and mostly do not allow, some of these mobilizations to go on. But I think you and the executives have, over the years, held on to the association, and you need to be commended for that. That alone, looking at the years meeting at the prisons, I think the prisons quarters at the USU, and moving up and down, I think you've done well. We want to commend you for that. There were a number of issues concerning the meeting that we wish you could have been addressed, but I want to use the opportunity to seek for a committee to be constituted more to look into remobilization or mobilization of the past students, because the issues coming up shows that there's the need for us to move together, align with the purpose, and make sure everyone comes on board. So if that committee is put in place, then we can meet, convey like this, and then we can all share ideas on how to put our groups together. In fact, I'm wondering how 83, 85, 86-year groups do have maybe a common platform, and those of us who completed in 2011 and they don't have a year group platform because I do have just a class page and not a year group. And I know it continues from there to probably the current group that. But then again, the final issue concerning how students graduate from Asasco, in that maybe because of the WAEC timetable, those who get to finish it will leave and those finish later just get out of. But probably before or within or after, the school, as President said, must find a way of putting all these students together, have persons come to speak to them, make sure that they get the contacts from them, probably their emails also, put all things together, let them know that there's a past association somewhere. This is a website you can always refer to. This is their meeting point, so that they get to know all of this. If not, they just go out there thinking that, well, we are not mobilized out there, so nobody cares. And then one person will be trying as much as possible to put the group together and it wouldn't work. In fact, whenever we talk about homecoming, I get disturbed in the point that we try, and I know Elekem wants to also make a point, and so many of us who have tried over the years to put...
Martin, your network is problematic.
Please, can you hear me now? Please, can you hear me now? Hello, hello, Prezo.
Hello, Martinson.
Yes,
yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, sure. So over the years, what we've been doing from the tertiary, branches, we put ourselves together, and until I think 2018, like Prezo mentioned, because of the, other SSs that comes out or fall out from the association or the homecoming, it becomes a challenge. But it looks like we forgo the positives out of that. Some of us put together resources to convey people the projects that sometimes we even put together and present to the school are from just a few. Most of the students that we engage during the interaction, some of them we hold on to. We even pay their university admission forms for them so that they get enough motivation. So if we always want to make the point that the homecoming was not that making the impact we expected, then it also put a dent on those who have made enough contribution, including you, President, over the years, your resources and your commitment that has gone into it. And thinking that having the 60th anniversary will be enough justification for past students to come together, I think we may be missing a point. So if in my proposition, I think that maybe a committee of 3, 4, 5 put together, let's say maybe a day we all come together, we all make our suggestions and have a way of aligning to the well-mobilized past students association, and then we can know how to go on from there. I think this is my initial comment to that. Thank you.
Mr. President, before Mr. Elekem speak.
Can I add something to what Martinson said? Just to back
No, please, before you speak, let me address Martinson issue concerning the homecoming and other stuff first.
Okay.
Please, after Shepete submission, let's follow protocol. Okay, Shepete, you can proceed.
Okay, so Martinson, as you said, the executives has really done well, but in every organization, it boils down to the organizing secretary. Myself and my assistant didn't do well in the latter part. So yes, because of job, I was taxed so much that I couldn't also give to my alma mater. Percy, who was my assistant, I think went outside the country for peacekeeping. So we had to even give the position to senior Danso. Sometimes as the organizing secretary, if the president is doing his work and you, the organizing secretary or the organizing team, doesn't also organize the people well, you don't achieve your goals. Because as you are saying, the president, every meeting, he comes from Takrady to this place. Let's look at, we are about 100 and something but it's only 40, let's give it 50 people who join, which is very sad. It wasn't even up to the average. So sometimes it's also the organizing team that don't do their work well, that we don't do our work well, that makes things difficult for the president and the other executives.
Thank you very much. Elikem.
Yes, good evening. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Brackon, for the opportunity. And then I would like to speak briefly about the organization of the Past Student Association. Personally, we've had this discussion with Senior Martinson over the period, and together with him and some few others, we've been trying to our very best to bring together the year groups from 2011 coming, because it's like there's a gap between the year groups from 2011 up to even 2021 and the year groups from 2000 to 2009. And then I think there's another gap from 1999 going. So I don't know how this gap came about, but I feel that sometimes when projects or activities are being planned, certain year group within a particular year are not factored into that planning. So you realize that most of the activities are in line with the older groups. So the younger ones don't see themselves where they can fix themselves. But again, I think the problem is also about how how do you call it, from the grassroots, from the those in school. How are they taught about activities of past student unions? Could there be a time where we can have programs where past students will go and speak on the essence of that union, that association, why it is important for them to come together under one umbrella and be recognized as past student of Asasco? Personally, our year group 2013. Sorry, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Lieutenant Elikem Keke, 2013 year group. So 2013 year group, we have a year group platform where we discuss issues. It has not been very vibrant for some time because of issues of people trying to find jobs, and they think that communicating on the page is waste of time. So sometimes we bring up activities, try and meet so that we all see how we can put together our collective best to support the school. But one thing that comes across most often is the question of, what did the school do for me that I have to go and do something for them? I've been fighting that viewpoint for some time now, but it seems not to be working. But I know there will be a time that it will work. So if we can solve this problem, we have to go back to the basics from the school. Now that people are coming out, they have to be taught some of these things. They have to know where some people are, so that the little help that we can also give them, we can also do our best to make sure that it gets to them. That is the only way we can keep the bond. But if we leave them on their own, there is no way we can later go back to them and say that there's a union, come on board and come and support. So that being said, I think we should look at the foundation, and that will be the way to solve the problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before Senior Kaba comes in, I want to say that your points are well noted. I remember when Martinson year group were in the university, there was this much talk about university chapters of Asasco past students. And if I'm not mistaken, Martinson, I think at the time, was their president. And this lady, is it Peregrini, right? She was their vice. And I arranged with them to let us into their meetings, the various branches, as far as to UDS, so that we can visit them when they have programs. But that never came up because they never organized any meeting, if I'm not wrong.
President, that's not
we said invite us. No, we drew up a program and we gave it to you and asked you to invite us into your meetings. And the invitation never came. So the implication was that no such meetings were organized. I may be wrong, but I think that we have to, as you said, we will look back and see what we did wrong and then factor those experiences into our forward march. Senior Kaba, please come in.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. President, for the opportunity. My hand has been long for a long time, but I have to understand that we have a number of people on the platform. I think to begin with, I would like to thank our senior Benjamin Ekwamwa Boatin, who of course initiated this meeting. We are very much grateful to him. And also, I'm also very much a 3-year group. I think, Braco, you were alluding to yourself that you are the best organized group, but anyway, who will take it so? Yeah, I think our group too, we are, because I've said yes. When you start anything, you always have some teething problems. And then I think one of the most important things is to call the people individually on board. And then all boils down with the trust that the people will have to have in you that, look, if they come on board, then they will see something beneficial. And I think this, our project, which we have been put on a hold for a long time, I'm sure that this time around, if we keep the momentum and start something, we should be able. We should not lose the focus at the line of the priorities. We should be able to finish it. Then another important point which we push to the AOB, of course, which people have said a lot about it, is about the restructuring of the organization. We have to get the footings right. The way we got organized things previously has not helped us. I know that you and your executive, you've done a lot of work, and then we acknowledge that. But then I think we have to change the way we do things. That this time around, as I put on a platform about a month or two ago, I said that we have to have the executive as it is sitting now. Then the executives must work through the reps of the various year groups. And then the various year group reps work through their members. With that, we can get an efficient organization. So if we work it like that, then we register each year group. Then the year group will give us the list of their members. Then from there, we can know that, look, probably we have about 500 people who have completed Asasco. And in so doing, at least we know that you will not get everybody on board. But looking at the present statistics, we have about 132 people on the platform. And I think it's only about 25% of them which is active. So for now, if let's say we have 500 people and then even 25% of them is active, we are talking about some 125 people, which we can use as our basis in planning all of activities. So to me, getting the structure right is very important. And I think from there, Prof. Echia, he recalled the constitution that he's going to work on it. So I think, Mr. President, you should liaise with the prof and then we'll look at the way we are going to restructure. So to me, I think no hope is lost. It's all about determination and that people seeing that, okay, there's something ongoing, then you see that people will follow. I think that's the letter that I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Senior Danso and Inkra.
Okay, thank you. I'll try for once to put on my video so that at least you can see my face for once.
I can see you now.
And then if I have to put it off again.
Please, we have
thank
only
you.
6 minutes left for the meeting to end.
So I'm doing this very brief. Initially, what I intend doing, one is to sound a caution, to make a suggestion. The first caution was to say that we don't fall into the trap of addressing the headmaster whenever we have a meeting. The reason being that he is equally an old student who is on this platform within this meeting, not in his capacity as a headmaster, so that we would have the issue of encouraging him always. When you don't prepare him for a meeting, i.e. where the meeting is not called for him and questions are put to him directly, sometimes you put him on board. So I just wanted to sound a word of caution, not that we are doing that, but that we don't fall into that trap into the future. We only privilege that he is with us and that he can give us some information. So it doesn't become part of it, i.e. where every day because he's there, we are bombarding him with questions. If you have suggestions, you can make it, can take them in good faith and then answer later on. So that is all the question I wanted to sound. The second one is also, which has been reiterated over and over. We need to look at the structure. We need to go back to the basics, especially how the students pass out of the school. As far as the old students or past students association is concerned, we need to put in more effort in tracking them after they have left the school, wherever they may find themselves. Again, I have made this suggestion. Probably they cannot join the past students association immediately. But then we know that, for instance, after 5 years or 10 years after leaving school, you are eligible to join the past students, and therefore you can be tracked and we know where you are. So in between when they leave school, when they go through tertiary education, when they are supposed to have had a job and they have started working, we can put some kind of tracking system on them, and then we can bring them back. Left to me, when they are going, the past students association must be part of that ceremony that sees them coming out of school. Something is presented to them that makes them feel that in about 5 years or in about 10 years, I'll be moving into this association. A nice association is a very good association. I have to give back to my school. The orientation starts from there, so that we don't wait for too long, and then people come out thinking that the school should have given them something before they give back to the school. So again, my suggestion is that probably we should have a whole conference, a whole meeting on this structure, how it can be done, what we should do, a whole meeting dedicated to this, and then we can come up with some kind of suggestion and go back to do this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Clifford, please, you can come on board. We have just 3 minutes, so you have about 30 seconds to make your point.
Okay. Good evening, seniors. My name is Clifford Ohene. 2009 year batch. I just wanted to buttress what my brother Martinson was saying. You know, all these things we are talking about in regards to the homecoming and how students fall out of school and don't have any interest in joining any association at all. I think if you have a properly constituted secretariat in the school who will coordinate their transitioning from the school